I was completely lost. I was just an angry, angry person. I did not care who I hurt or what I said to people or how I acted. And ever since I walked in the open door, like that's gone. 100%. I was in New Mexico before we moved back here. I had a good life, had a good job, I had a good life out in the open, I guess. Job was there, money was there, house was there, kids were happy. Really didn't have no faith, I had an idea of the whole Christianity and believing in God, but I never had faith. So my life was just kind of lost, really. Just trying to find where I fit in, where I belonged at. Just trying to find that place. My grandma passed away, and I haven't seen probably anybody in my family probably 7-8 years. And so my grandma passed away. I came back to town for the funeral, retouched with everybody, and it was just something came over me. It was time to come home. But the moment we got back here, there's still something just wasn't right. I had real bad problems sometimes with, abusing, pills to try to just make things go away. Drinking here and there, just not even just really know what reality was. Me and my baby's mom that I was with, we weren't seeing eye to eye. We weren't on the same page. And I think when me and her finally had our last fight after we split up, but we were still living together, and just seeing the look in my kids' eyes that something had to come over me, I think that's when I finally reached out. My family goes to this church, and they kept telling me I needed to come, I need to try it out, give it a shot. So I gave it a shot. I came out here, and it had me in tears the first day I was there, and that's when I knew I had to continue to come back. Me and Kevin sat down and finally had our conversation just one-on-one, and just kind of let him know like where I was at in life, and he was, we kind of discussed the whole baptism thing. It was real. I already felt like I could breathe a little bit just being able to talk about it. Like I said, my whole life I've gone through growing up wearing cross necklaces or just having that there in the distance. But that day I just felt like, I don't know, it's a feeling I'll never forget. Not only did I accept God and turn myself over to Him and just have faith in what He was doing, but I think I finally had faith in myself. Kind of had to completely wipe the slate and start over brand new. And I lived in my truck for a little bit, just kind of giving me my time. I wasn't living under someone's roof. I wasn't following what other people. I was just doing what I knew I had to do. I was turning to my Bible a lot. I think that was the beginning of, this is where I'm headed. Everything I'm going to do from here on out is just going to be me and God, 100%. Everything else will fall back into place. And it truly has. My family had no trust in me. Which I don't blame them. I've given them probably 1,000 to 1 reasons to not trust me or have faith in me. They kept their distance for sure. Now I don't. I feel like I've been around them the whole time. That's probably. The relationship I have with my sister and my mom and my nieces and nephews now, that's probably my number one thing I'll hold on to. My kids trust me a little bit more. They know that I'm still gonna make mistakes, but at the end of the day, I'm still pushing forward. I'd rather take 1 step forward than taking 5 steps backwards. And if it wasn't for having the faith in God and believing everything that is in that Bible and everything that you guys have taught us, there's no way I'd be where I'm at. Absolutely no way. Every time I took a step forward, I could just feel like someone had my shirt collar holding me up, like, you're gonna make it. Like I said, I came from New Mexico making a bunch of money. My life was mapped out for me. I was set in stone. But that's not where I was supposed to be at. It just wasn't. I make way less money here, have a way smaller house here. You know, I'm not driving a brand new vehicle here, but I'm probably the happiest I've ever been here. I always tell people I have one goal, and that's to get to know God. And my one mission, that's to make everybody around me understand Him as well. You know, like I want to bring God to other people. And I've met homeless people standing outside Jumbos that are just, you can tell they just are hating life. And they just are depressed. And they see me come out, or I'll buy them some Lunchables and some water. And they always ask me, like, why are you doing this? I'm like, man, because I could have been in your position. I could have been in your position for several different times in my life. And mistakes I've made or whatever. I could be there. If anybody's battling an addiction, like, never be afraid to bring that up to anybody. Never be afraid to reach out to anybody, whether it's, you know, your youngest son, your oldest son, your best friend, your family. Just reach out to somebody. The more you talk to somebody about it, the more you'll feel open to reach out to. Maybe maybe you get a hold of somebody and change their life too. Everybody's going through it. It's just all about if you actually open up and you talk about it. I think that's been the biggest thing for me is, I mean, I'm not nobody like real special on it, but if I can do it, anybody can do it. You know, I don't run around here like I'm perfect or I'm better. I don't need this or I don't need that. I still make mistakes every day. I still make bad choices every day. But at the end of the day, I know who's got me, and He knows that I'm working every day at it. So that's 100% for me.